KJSEA this year. Senior schools will therefore have an extra classroom left by the fact that we'll only have 3 classes at this level. These classrooms are expected to provide extra space, enabling us to avoid overcrowding. We therefore have more than enough capacity to accommodate the learners whose results we are releasing today. The placement exercise will start next week and is expected to be completed by the 20th of December 2025. Grade 10 learners will be expected to report to their respective senior schools starting from the 12th of January 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, to foster access to basic education, the government will continue to provide capitation at the approved rate of 22,244 per learner per year in senior school. At the same time, we wish to emphasize, for the avoidance of doubt, that there has not been any revision of boarding fees or any other fees payable by learners in our schools. The prevailing guidance from the Ministry of Education on the amounts payable will continue to apply, as has been the case. Ladies and gentlemen, individual 2025 KJSEA assessment result will be accessed online through the link https://kjsea.nec.ac.ke. Learners will be required to enter the assessment number and any one of the names as per their registration data for the 2025 KJSEA assessment. The results will be accessible immediately after this function. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my humble duty and privilege to declare the 2025 KJSEA assessment results officially released. And I wish all the learners and their families success in their future endeavors. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you. Mungu awabariki. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, CS, for presiding over that release. I will now kindly request if we can step here so that we ceremoniously hand over the results.
Yes.
I'll do that to my chairman, and then the chairman will hand it to the PS, and the PS will hand to you. Hopefully we can do this.
Thank you. There's a document in here that you'll be given just now. It has all the information that you require to answer all your questions that you might have relating to this exercise. So thank you very much for participating in this exercise. We appreciate it. If there are any questions you can take, any clarifications, you can do that. But even before you do that, we just want to say that what we're going to do is once the placement starts, because this is the very first time.
The mic, sir. You need to go back to the seat. The president.
You are doing a politics.
So as we take our seats, I also want to announce that it's call center open. The call center will be open 24 hours, and all candidates or parents who have any queries, please feel free to call the toll-free lines 800-724-900 or 0800-721-4 So in case you have any query, please call that. It's a toll-free line, and there will be a NEC officer to answer your questions.
Thank you. Just as part of our, we are requesting that we ask Waziri 3 questions, and let us stick to the agenda of the day, which is release of KJSEA 2025 examination. So I'm requesting that 3 different media stations, Nixon, three persons, so that we don't have to repeat, so that we just ask questions, and let's be brief, kindly.
So I was just saying before you ask the questions that because this is the very first time we are going to do this placement, once the portal opens and the process is being done, we'll keep it open so that if there are any questions, like we've indicated, any challenges that the students might come across or the parents, any parent or learner who might feel they've been placed in the wrong pathway or in the wrong school and wish to transfer or change, that space is available for the next 2 weeks. And even after they join in January, we will be able to keep it open so that we ensure that each and every question and every challenge is addressed and each and every learner has been taken care of to their best interest and to their satisfaction. So we are here alive to the fact that this being the very first time, there could be hiccups here and there, but the teams that we've set up is available to attend to those challenges to the satisfaction of all the learners and their parents. Yes, please.
My name is Emily Chobet from Citizen TV. The question I have is that this is the first time that we were interacting with this system. So are we expecting to see in their something like a transcript where the total marks, because remember now there's exceeding meeting expectations and all those. Would we have the percentages in their results indicating how they perform in terms of subjects?
It is actually more than a result slip. It is a report that shows the learning areas and what you got in those areas and showing you where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, and what you can do to improve. And that is what has been going on from the assessment that has been going on from grade 1 all the way. For example, when they did primary KBC, that is the report, the comprehensive report that was given to the students and another one given to the teachers, so that you are assisting the students as they are moving on, building on their strength and helping them achieve their best in the areas that they are studying. So it's going to be a comprehensive report. It's not just the formal result slip where you'll find maybe it's English is written a number. It's more comprehensive than that. It's a much better report that encompasses quite a number of issues.
And also, I know there was issues when it comes to subject combination. Is there a way of revising? For example, if a student or a child wants to do a certain course, but it's that particular subject combination that was bringing issues, and I know some parents raised it before. Is there a revision of subject combination that we get towards next week?
A revision of subject combinations. That's what I was saying, that in the next 2 weeks, when we are doing these placements, we are placing them to schools and placing them on pathways. Should they have those challenges, then would work based on the report that we have done and see what support the students can get. The learner, this is a learner-based assessment. The learner takes the first place in whatever decision that we are going to make.
During the formulation of the guidelines, there was talk on clustering of the students' scores so that they can recommend where they are placed. Can you kindly explain how that is done?
The clustering of subjects, that's what makes it possible for them to move into specific pathways. And it's been a build-up. As I said, the KBC, they had 20%, KJSEA, they have 20%, and the assessment that we've just done, 60%. So with that, it is possible to determine where is the strength of the child or the learner, so that the build-up helps them take what their competencies are and where their interests are. The difference between this system and all the other systems is this. Because we've been doing an assessment of the child and navigating through what they've been doing, you can't, for example, find a child who was doing so well in maths now ending up doing so badly. There could be now a question as what happened. Or where a child has not been doing too well, all of a sudden you find now this is an A student. So it helps to ensure that you are progressing in your area and we remove those issues. That's why we have no issues of cheating, we have no issues of that, because you are built up. It's easy to determine where the competencies of this child is 360. So that somebody, that's how you're able to say somebody just didn't come out and become all of a sudden an A student and they have not been. So this building up means that your schooling adds value to your end results.
Thank you, guys. Last question.
Can you maybe point by point explain how a parent, what process they undergo to want to maybe change the placement of the student, and also with the KCPE, we had students who maybe felt they didn't do well and they want to repeat. In this case, do they have space to come back and do this assessment?
I almost said I don't want to answer that question because you said in KCP. We really need to move our minds away from KCP, but I will let I'll let the CEO explain that, because you know the challenge we are having also is the shift of the mindset. This thing started in 2017. By now we should be, weaning ourselves away from those because it takes us back. We are really not able to see the importance and how good this system is. But he'll respond to that question.
Thank you, CS. I think CS has already responded to you. Thank you, CS. I think CS has responded to your question, because if we use our understanding of 844, competency-based education, you will have a challenge. In the first place, in 844, when the child and therefore sat KCPE, and they were moving to secondary school in Form 1, all the learners were studying the same subjects in Form 1. And which means, therefore, all you needed, and they all sat the same subjects in KCPE, all you needed was a total score out of 500, and then place the learner in a national school which required 400 marks, or an extra county school which required 350, and so forth and so on. In the competency-based education, the child is moving to senior school to specialize in an area. Therefore, they don't need this aggregated score. What they need is to know, what is my strength in the subjects that I'm going to pursue in senior school? Now, the question about repeating. The child has sat for KJSEA in grade 6. They have been assessed in grade 7, an SBA. They were assessed in grade 8, an SBA. They were assessed again in grade 9. So I don't know why they would want to repeat when clearly there has been a track, a process of accumulating the ability of that child. And since the spirit of this nurture every learner's potential, everyone has an opportunity in senior school to specialize in the area where they are good at. So I don't think it would be fair to keep the child again in grade 9, and yet they had already demonstrated their abilities for over a long period of time. That would be my response to that. Yes.
Thank you. And the PS has something to say. Maybe you can move on.
Just move. Thank you very much, Waziri, for that clarification. I needed to add a voice to the issue of placement, that as we may be aware, all the 1.13 students have been given an opportunity, starting from May this year, to select the 12 schools of choice. So selection has already been done. The next thing, after these results now have been released, is placement. We place the students to the schools that they have selected. And for us to be able to place these students equitably, we have adopted the CRA formula of revenue allocation to be able to distribute as fairly as possible students from across all counties in all the 4 categories of schools. That is Cluster 1 schools, Cluster 2 schools, Cluster 3 schools, and Cluster 4 schools. So that formula, as you are aware, takes care of the population, the size, poverty, and such other components. So that is the formula we have adopted so that we are as fair as possible, so that a child from northern Kenya can be able to access or get an opportunity, same as a child in maybe western, to join a school in Nairobi or any part of the country. And our position is, by next week, all the students should have known where they have been placed, after which we shall have a 5 days window for revision if they want to revise, based on maybe changing preferences, consultations with parents and relatives, and so on. We shall give them a room. We shall give them a room of 5 days to make revision, just like the way COOPS gives opportunity to university students to revise their choices. We shall give learners an opportunity to revise their choices based on the results that we have released today. So the process will be seamless, and we are hoping that by Christmas, every learner should know which senior school they are joining. And by 12th of January 2026, we expect all these learners to report to school. And our expectation is 100% transition. Every child will get an opportunity to move to the next level. Why are we saying so? We have 1.1 million learners against 1.5 million declared positions in senior school. So we have 400,000 extra spaces in senior school. So we don't expect any problem at all in terms of 100% transition. Thank you, Wazir.
Thank you.
I'd like to get some clarity on the issue of school fees. You have said that there has not been any change. So maybe just give us exact figures parents should be expected to pay when their learners go to school in January.
The short answer to that is the school fees remains the same as it has always been. We have not changed it.
But the categorization, they will report that also.
No, there is no change. The Alliance High School is still Alliance High School, whether we call it Category 1 or a national school. The fact that we've changed the name doesn't change the fees. The fees remains the same.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. With your permission, may I ask Ahmed Mtanga to say the final prayer as we depart?
The journey that we have walked from the inception of the CBE system, vision that we have witnessed today. We are thankful for your grace that you have enabled us to witness this day, where our learners in junior school will receive life-changing reports that will carve their futures as they transit to senior school. Ya Allah, we thank you and continue to pray for the leadership of the Ministry of Education, who have steered this system to the culmination of the release today. And we ask you to continue to protect them and guide them and bestow upon them your wisdom. We make a special prayer for the young learners who are apprehensive as they await to see their results and the subsequent placements. Give them calmness of heart and mind to accept the outcome that will shape their futures. Ya Allah, bless this congregation and continue to bless and guide us in all our endeavors as we depart from this venue. It's because you are all all hearing and accept.
Even we live toil and their family. A blessed holiday. May health and happiness be yours.
Hey, great! You wonder what twist of fate brought us together like this? Back in China, I was on the brink of promotion. Then you suddenly popped out of nowhere and took everything.
From your theory.